What's going on, guys? So I read this tweet the other day. I've been trying to get back into social media and be a little bit more prolific in social media because I'm terrible at using social media. And I went back on Twitter and I saw this tweet by this girl saying something along the lines of her stepmother told her she should consider other alternatives. I'm inferring that she probably is having a hard time matching. The stepmother is probably trying to tell her, listen, if medicine is not working out for you in the States, you should look at something else. Let's talk about it. What's up, guys? My name is Dr. Safo Asante. I'm the successful IMG, successful because I'm matched, and I'm here so that you can as well. All right, let me set this thing up. All right, first things first, let me get some gas. I'm low on gas. I don't want to get stuck on the road trying to get to work with no gas. All right, we got our gas. Now we're heading to work. Let's talk about this tweet. The stepmother, specifically, saying that you should start thinking about alternatives. First, do I think that she had malicious intent? I don't think so. Now, there are a lot of people that give advice without having malicious intent. A lot of people that give advice based on their experience. The question then comes to be, has she been around people that are trying to achieve what you're trying to achieve? Probably not. So does what she's saying truly apply to you? Maybe, but probably not. Her experiences are different from your experiences. She hasn't been exposed to people that are trying to achieve the things that you are. You have to understand that you're in a different boat. Let's talk about why this matters to me. This matters to me because of my story. Sorry guys, the sun is like very bright. Oh my goodness. The light for this video is going to be atrocious. The sun is right in my face. My skin is looking kind of yellowish, I think. Why do I feel like this means something to me? And it's because if I listened to talk like this, I would not be where I am today. For those of you that know my story, know that I applied 3 times. 3 times, not once, not twice, but 3 times. First time I applied, I didn't make it. Second time I applied, I didn't make it. Third time I applied, I cinched it. Now, if I listened to negative self-talk the first time, if I listened to it the second time, I would not be sitting before you today making these lovely videos. You would not be getting this content on a regular basis, and that sucks. I think the world will be a place worse off without my videos. I'm just joking around, but I would not be before you today if I'd listened to negative self-talk. Now, negative self-talk does not come from only other people. It also comes from within. If you go through a failure that's as significant as the match, you feel bad about yourself. For me, I was out of commission for about 2-3 weeks. As in, like, I was sad, like you take it in, and it hurts. It hurts because you know you're worth it, but you didn't make it, regardless of whatever you think you're worth. So, what did I do different? One, the first thing that I did different was I took ownership. I took ownership of my not being able to match. I told myself that no, it's not the program directors that looked at my application that didn't let me match. No, it's not the faculty or the residents that didn't make me match. It's me. I'm the reason why I did not match. I'm the reason why I'm having a hard time making it into residency. Somewhere on my application, there is something that was not done in the way that it should have been done. Maybe I didn't fill out my ERAS application perfectly. Maybe I didn't write my personal statement and take enough time on my personal statement to try to make sure that the personal statement came out perfectly. Maybe I didn't fill out my resume properly. Maybe I didn't do things that I could put on my resume to make me shine. So maybe I didn't do the right kind of volunteer work. Maybe I didn't do, I didn't take on any research projects. Maybe I didn't do whatever it is. There are things that I did not do, which has put me in the position that I am, right? Maybe I didn't practice for my STEP exam the way I should, so I ended up with a score that was not the score that I was expecting. That was a low score and a score that made it difficult for me to match. Whatever it is, I had to take ownership, so I did. That's the first thing. The beauty about taking ownership, and this is the reason why you should take ownership, is that you can see things that you need to fix. You can see things that would be, you can see things that if you fix, will make you a better applicant. And that's the main purpose why you should make sure that you take ownership of whatever happens to you. Not just with applying to the match. Not just with applying to the match. Always take ownership of your actions. Sure, there might have been some outside factors that had an impact on what happened to you. However, you can't change what's outside. You can only change what's inside. By taking ownership, you can fix those things. I spoke to people that I know matched. I created a strategy for myself, and I followed that strategy to a T. I practiced for my interviews like crazy. I worked on my ERAS application, took sufficient time to work on my ERAS application. I took sufficient time to work on my personal statement. I made sure that I applied early. Like all these little things that we hear about, oh, these things are good for the application season. I made sure I did every single one of those things well. I made sure I did all of those little things well. I also took my step 3. And taking my step 3 was a big thing. That helped as well. What would I say to this young lady whose stepmother told her that she should look at other alternatives? One, your stepmother is looking at your experience from her experiences, which are not even close to what you're going through. So think for yourself. Analyze your situation on your own. See where you stand. And then 2, which is the most important thing, take ownership of where you are at the moment. Take ownership of the things that have happened to you. Not to make yourself feel bad, but so that you can see the things that you need to fix. And once you see the things that you need to fix, go ahead, fix them. Get advice from people that have been through what you're going through and succeeded. If you don't have friends that have been on that path, there are people that you can pay that have been on that path, professional match specialists and so on, which I'm one of them. But it's not just me, there are tons of them out there, and I think using any one of them would be beneficial. even though I think you do have to use me because I'm great. Using either one of them would be, any of these services would be sufficient because they're all good. And my students as well, they're also matching, and they're also having a good time this application season with the interviews that they are having. Keep your heads up. The match is not over yet. You still have time. Interviews will come in. Make sure you practice for your interviews. Practice really hard. If you need my assistance, I'm around. If you don't need my assistance, you're going to practice on your own, which is absolutely fine. That's so long as you match, that's the end result. Remember, you're investing in you. Dr. Safo Asante.